Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. And thank you to Prime Minister Sunak for hosting such an incredibly important event. Hats off to you. The crowd, it's an amazing crowd of people, and you did a fantastic job with your opening remarks. So I want to thank you for your leadership, and to my colleagues who've traveled from all over the world to be here. I think the fact that we are all here in person and have come from all corners of the world gives me hope that we are all deeply committed to making sure that we move forward with AI innovation, but also do it in a safe way. As Secretary Donilon so beautifully said, Bletchley Park is a symbol of technology's potential to empower the heroic side of humanity. But it's also a reminder to all of us about how technology can indeed change the course of history. I will say, as many of you know, it is also a reminder that women who, as I understand, represented at one point 3/4 of Bletchley Park code breakers were a vital yet underappreciated asset in advancing science and harnessing its benefits. And I challenge all of us as we move forward with AI to have as many women and a diverse group of people in the development and deployment of AI. Today, of course, we're here to address the unique dangers of the most advanced AI due to both misuse, but also, quite frankly, the risks that these systems might not operate the way they were intended to operate. The Biden administration's approach is to manage the risk so that we can harness the benefit. The president is challenging us in the United States and all of us here to make sure that we move forward as fast as we can with innovation, but to have a balanced approach and a critical eye on the risks, which is why we're all gathered today. I will say, I'm biased because he's my boss, but President Biden is showing unbelievable leadership in this regard. First, as Michelle said, by securing voluntary commitments by US AI companies who have committed to safe, secure, and trustworthy AI development, including red teaming of the AI models, mitigating harmful capabilities, and protecting the AI models from unauthorized release. That was step one, which we undertook early in the summer. Now, on top of that, as you may have seen on Monday of this week, President Biden signed an executive order, which if you haven't reviewed it, I would encourage you to review it. It is a comprehensive executive order building on the voluntary commitments that were made by America's leading AI companies. And as part of the executive order, the Commerce Department has been directed by the president to ask frontier AI developers to disclose to us red teaming, safety, and cybersecurity measures that they will be taking for next generation frontier models. We think that this combination of the voluntary commitments coupled with the reporting requirements is an important step towards the safe development of frontier AI and accountability. But of course, all of that is built upon a foundation of standards, and testing capability. And I absolutely welcome and applaud the UK's launch of its AI Safety Institute. And this morning, I'm very pleased to announce that the United States will be launching its own AI Safety Institute. That will be run by the Department of Commerce and housed in NIST within the Department of Commerce. Many of you are familiar with NIST, world-leading work, a neutral third party to develop best-in-class standards. And NIST will be developing the standards for safety, security, and testing. And we will be providing testing environments to evaluate known risks and emerging risks of AI at the frontier. I'm also pleased to announce that the Institute is launching a consortia to work with partners in academia, industry, and nonprofits to advance its frontier AI safety mission. I will almost certainly be calling on many of you in the audience who are in academia and industry to be part of this consortium. We can't do it alone. The private sector must step up. We also have to commit to establishing a formal partnership between our Safety Institute and the United Kingdom Safety Institute. I want to say that loudly and clearly, and Michelle and I talked about this already. We have to get to work, and as between the US and the UK and our safety institutes, we have to get to work together. Finally, I'll say the work, of course, does not begin and end with just the US and the UK. We want to expand information sharing, research collaboration, and ultimately policy alignment across the globe. And again, I want to thank all of my colleagues for being here. We will compete as nations. Competition is a good thing. It brings out the best in us and allows us to innovate. But even as we compete vigorously, we must search for global solutions to global problems. In the nuclear age, superpowers came together to cooperate and formulate global mechanisms of assurance. Today, in the age of AI, we have an even more complex problem that involves all of our nations and the private sector. It requires global coordination on AI safety. And it requires us to do everything we can to make sure that this technology does not get into the wrong hands and is not misused. So I think I'll end with quoting Michelle. Will we have done enough? I want to be able to say yes. I know for myself, as a leader and as a leader of the US AI Safety Institute, I want to be able to say, yes, I've done enough to unleash innovation, but more important, make sure it is safe. And I hope that we can all say that at the end of our work together. Thank you.